Welcome to Boca Raton, Florida. This is the American on ESPN+. 4 games to go in the American's regular season as UAB play host to Florida Atlantic here today in Boca Raton. UAB taking the trip here to take on the Owls, and this is a critical matchup. The top 8 will make the postseason in the AAC in Lakewood Ranch, Florida. And these two teams are towing that line right now. UAB would be the number 8 seed. Florida Atlantic would be out of the tournament if it started today. And that is why this matchup is so important. And UAB is coming off of its first win since September 4th, a 5-2 victory against East Carolina. And Layla Stewart, a big reason why. She had a hat trick in that game. Stewart, the American transfer, comes in and scores in a 12-minute window, and did so in a variety of ways in this matchup against the Pirates last week. And with Yetta Zimmer out, she is injured, perhaps for the season. Lisa Mann said they needed somebody to step up. Who would it be? Well, Stewart does so last week, and she anchors a UAB side that has been sturdy defensively here into play in Boca today. Meanwhile, for Florida Atlantic, they have a variety of goal scorers, but Haley Santiago is 5th in the league in game-winning goals with a couple this season. She is 5 overall for the year, and she is a distributor as well. It's this pass that sets up the stage inside of the box, and the goal is finished. And FAU has been terrific in getting inside of the 18 and scoring early and often this season. Santiago, 5 goals, a terrific year so far for the sophomore from Freehold, New Jersey. When we come back, we'll have the 13th all-time meeting between UAB and Florida Atlantic. Critical matchup on the table. Who gets the victory today? Find out next. Welcome back here to Boca Raton, Florida. It's UAB and Florida Atlantic for the 13th all-time meeting. It's great to have you with us for today's matchup in the American Athletic Conference. UAB starts the day in a 4-3-3 for Lisa Mann. Of course, Layla Stewart, the hat trick last week, but also keep an eye on Avery Berryman and Lauren Lucero. They have so many different options in the attack this season. They can spread the wealth as well as anybody. 11 different goal scorers, and the league leader in goalkeeper minutes, Leah Parsons, the junior from Calgary, Alberta, and the Oregon transfer, gets the start between the pipes. Meanwhile, for Florida Atlantic, also a 4-3-3. We mentioned Haley Santiago in the outset, but Michelle Horan is 2nd in the American in assists, top 25 overall with 7. And Ashley Small gets the start as she has earned the role as the full-time keeper for the team. And Patrick Baker saying that she is excellent with her feet. And we'll find out how this matchup plays out here today. Michael Wattrang and our team with you here in Boca. So great to have you with us for the action. It is Florida Atlantic in the blue and pink kits here. And it's the green kits for UAB, and the ball is kicked, and here we go. On a Sunday afternoon in sunny Florida, it's Florida Atlantic and UAB. And Amati takes the throw. Santiago turns, touches it up top. McDonald laces one that skims the grass and rolls calmly into the hands of Parsons. Tucking it up top. There's space here inside of the box. On the turn, sliding it back. Berryman blasts. Berryman tucks it into the side netting. Avery Berryman's 4th goal of the season pushes the margin to 2-0 for UAB. This is excellent. There's no pressure here on Berryman. She takes the initial touch, brings it back to the left foot, and blasts it with that left. Tucks it into the side netting, and it's a second first half goal for the Blazers. So much time inside of the box. Morgan McDonald lines this one up. Former Conference USA All-Freshman selection. Mashes it inside of the 18. It skims off of a foot, rolls to the sideline, and a chance for FAU to recycle. Horan lobs it back in. Meanwhile, Leath comes in, who scored the lone goal in a 1-0 win last year for UAB against FAU. McDonald tosses this inside of the box, and it finds the head there right in the middle. We welcome you back here to Boca Raton, Florida. UAB scores twice in the first half, and they have the edge at the break for the 5th time this season against Florida Atlantic. Michael Watts bringing our team back with you here as we take a look back at the first half highlights from this matchup, as UAB have the 2-0 advantage here at the break. And Ava Mills started the scoring in the 17th minute. It was a good cross in from Lucero, and Mills just gets the edge against the FAU defender and gets the right foot on it to angle it in to the right-hand side of the netting. And then 14 minutes later, Avery Berryman, under not a lot of pressure, beats 2 defenders, tucks it back to the left, and gets an excellent finish on this one past Ashley Small and puts UAB out in front 2-0 at the break. FAU had a few chances in the first half of this one, but they were not able to finish off any of their opportunities in half number 1, as FAU had corner kicks. They had chances like these. This was in the 7th minute. It was a good cross in from McDonald. Bostic ended up getting her head on it. And then, again, they get into the 18-yard box. They're just trying to find that right ball in. McDonald rolls one all the way through that Parsons picks up. And once more, it is Lauren Ward whistling one from 19, 20 yards away. But you're seeing a theme in this one. A lot of the shot attempts coming from outside of the 18-yard box. And here are the first half stats in this one. Shots are equal. More shots on goal for FAU, more corners for FAU. But the clinical finishing of UAB is the fine margin in the first half of play of this one that sees the Blazers out in front by a 2-0 advantage at the break. Can FAU come back to win a match for the first time this year? End-of-game situations have been wild in this contest between these two teams, and here's how things look from around the rest of the league. Memphis does their job, 5-0 winners on the road against East Carolina. A brace from Ashley Henderson in that matchup. Meanwhile, Charlotte gets one towards the end of the first half. Megan Bradley ties it up against South Florida, as those two teams pretty much identical statistically, but 1-1 is the score at halftime. UTSA and Tulsa about ready to kick, as are Rice and North Texas in the other activities going on in a very tightly contested American Conference. We'll step out for a break. Second half kick comes your way when we return here to Boca in just a moment. Wins, 2 draws, no losses. When they score 1 or fewer, 8 losses and a draw. Well, that is the case today. They need at least 2 to try to get back into this one. We welcome you back here to Boca Raton, and the scoring got started in the 17th minute when Ava Mills tucked that ball in. And then in the 31st minute, it's a great individual effort, and Avery Berryman cutting back and swiftly tucking this one aside past Ashley Small to make it a 2-0 advantage. Each scoring their fourth goal of the season. The team leader, Layla Stewart, might have company sooner rather than later, but this is what UAB does. They have 8 different players this season with at least 2 goals for the season. The uphill climb for FAU continuing. Needed results down the stretch of the season.